Jalen Brunson unfortunately suffered a significant looking ankle injury on this play at the end of overtime against the Lakers last night. And in this video, we'll take a closer look the mechanism of the injury here and how concerned we should be for long-term absence. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dr. Brian Sutterer, and the goal in this channel is to teach more about the medical side of the sports world. So, sorry I was asleep last night. Got to go to bed at some point. Wasn't up whenever this injury happened, so here to try to get this out this morning to you all. And number one, let's describe what we're seeing with an injury mechanism. So we know we're dealing with an ankle injury here for Brunson, and we're dealing with what's called a sprain, in this case an inversion sprain. So as Brunson goes up here on this play, keep an eye on the position there of his right foot and ankle as he comes down. The other way I would classify this is as a contact ankle sprain, meaning he landed on somebody's foot. The other way this can happen is just from somebody running, cutting, pivoting, where they maybe catch the outside of their foot funny. But here, as he comes down, basically his ankle, his foot, his body is not prepared to land on the defender's shoe, and that throws off his ankle's control and ability to stabilize as he comes down and lands on the court. So here you can see initially in this position, his ankle is pretty neutral. As he comes down, he goes into an extreme amount of ankle inversion, where the ankle is turned inwards when he's in about a neutral to maybe plantar flexed position. Now, one thing that does concern me a little bit more about this injury specific in terms of, severity, is how different the position of his ankle is kind of internally rotated relative to his knee. So if you come down and you imagine sort of a straight line here with the position of his front kind of shin relative to where the ankle goes, his knee is pointed forwards, but his ankle almost gets like looped with internal rotation. We talk about external rotation for like a high ankle sprain, but this almost has like an excessive amount of internal rotation combined with that eversion, which just is a position that's going to put overall more stress on the supporting structures of the ankle. Now, next, we're going to talk about the anatomy, the key structures injured, and possible absence. But first, I wanted to have a quick little wardrobe change here to give a shout to the sponsor of this video. Today's video is sponsored by Fabletics. With an active lifestyle when I'm not in dress clothes or at work, you're going to find me in athletic wear exactly like what Fabletics is perfect for. I love the fit and feel of their lineup, everything nice and sweat wicking for those hot summer months when you're maybe working out outside, to nice warm and cozy materials for those winter months indoors. They have a wide variety of fits to get exactly what you prefer with your individual body type, and a lot of different function with things like built-in zippers and towel loops to serve all those fit lifestyle needs. Simply put, Fabletics is going to help you sweat hard and look good with their latest high-performance styles designed to move. And right now you can get 80% off when you sign up to be a VIP member, and so there's never been a better time to restock that wardrobe. You can also save up to 50% daily as a VIP member and get access to a bunch of other perks like early item releases and many more. Whether you're hitting the gym, running outdoors, or just hanging out at home, Fabletics has you covered, and right now is a perfect time with that 80% introductory offer for their VIP program. So take advantage of this great time to restock your wardrobe with the upcoming active outdoor months ahead of us. Thank you again to Fabletics for sponsoring today's video, and let's get back to our learning. So we're looking here at the lateral or outer portion of an ankle to highlight the key ligaments that are typically going to be injured. So whenever you have an ankle sprain, you have static stabilizers that are trying to prevent any excessive motion of the ankle. That's going to be like the shape of the joint, the bones, and importantly here, the ligaments. So the main ligaments that are going to get injured with a lateral or inversion ankle sprain is going to be first this guy right here, the anterior talofibular, running from the talus to the fibula. As we kind of work our way around the clock face, we're then going to have the CFL, which is the calcaneal fibular ligament, so calcaneus to fibula, kind of second most common ligament injured, and then on the backside, the posterior talofibular ligament. So those are going to be the ligaments that are most commonly torn whenever you have this mechanism of an ankle sprain. Typically, it kind of works its way around the clock face, with the ATFL being most common, then CFL, and then PTFL. Also, whenever you sprain your ankle in more of a plantar flex, meaning the foot ankle pointed down position, more likely to get this ATFL, as opposed to if you're neutral or dorsiflexed, more likely to get this CFL. So I'd be more concerned a little bit progression into the CFL ligament based on what we saw with the mechanism. Now, other things that can happen here when you sprain your ankle, I've got these muscles and tendons highlighted on the lateral portion of the ankle. This is the structures, the tendons that were injured with Kristaps when he had the peroneal tendon injury, and also with Steph Curry. Whenever you excessively invert the ankle, you are also putting stretch on these tendons, the peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. And these can get a strain or can tear, or you can even tear this little retinaculum right here that kind of helps keep them secured against the bone. causing those ankle ligaments, or sorry, tendons to want to dislocate and snap in front of the ankle. Also, of course, we have structures inside the joint, so you can damage the cartilage. Of course, fractures can occur. So those are going to be the main ligaments and structures we're going to be concerned about with a sprain of this mechanism. Now, typically, we heard the announcer say this is the bad kind of ankle sprain. We usually reserve that for like a high ankle sprain, given severity. Mechanism is not typical for a high ankle sprain, but when there is enough excessive movement of the ankle joint, you can always come back and still injure this high ankle sprain ligament, this AITFL. So just because it's not the classic like external rotation dorsiflexed position, we do still have to worry about that specific ligament. So now if we go back and take a look one more time at this play, as he's moving backwards here, he goes down, that right foot lands unexpected force against the defender's foot, causing it to go into that excessive amount of inversion. His muscles aren't able to fire enough to stabilize the position of his ankle. The static stabilizers aren't able to fire either, and the ankle turns. And then from this back position, again, same thing. As he comes down, his eyes are all focused on the basket. He's not really paying attention to where his feet are landing. He's assuming he's going to land on a flat court. That's what his ankle and body are prepared for. And then, of course, we see that excessive amount, again, of inversion, stressing those lateral structures, potentially injuring the joint, the cartilage, as well as the ligaments and tendons. So when we talk about overall severity for something like this, number one, is there a fracture? They would have gotten x-rays last night at the game. They would know that answer already. If there's no fracture, I would suspect they're going to get an MRI. When you're talking about just a standard like grade 1 minimal ankle sprain, that can be just a few days to a week. Grade 2, you're probably looking at more weeks to a month. Grade 3 can be 2 to 3 months, depending on ultimate severity. Not something you often are doing surgery for. The key thing that determines surgery in these cases is there some injury to those peroneal tendons? Is there some injury to the cartilage? Is it more than just your standard ankle sprain? If it's just your standard ankle sprain, minimum timeline, could see him back for sure next week. If this is more on the severe grade 2, grade 3, where there's been complete rupture of those ligaments, then we might not see him back for a month, potentially a couple of months. But what we just see here, nothing looks on its face to be a season-ending type of severity, but we'll have to see because of all the other associated injuries that can occur with these sprains. That's it for the video, everybody. Let me know as always any questions or comments down below. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.